welcome to Josie and Ellie Crochet. My name is Pippa and I'm going to be going through how to crochet this mug warmer for today's tutorial. So I'm just going to take it off the mug so that you can see how it looks there. So we are going to be using the Suzette stitch, which is a really beautiful stitch using 2 simple stitches. So it comes out really beautifully, but it's very, very beginner friendly. For the mug warmer, you will need a mug. I work my chain from one side of the handle all the way around to the other, and that's where I work out my chain. So it's handy to have your mug with you so you know what how many you need to chain for that foundation row. You will also need your yarn of choice. So I am using an Aran cotton yarn. I'm using Lily Sugar and Cream, and for that I'm going with the suggested hook, which is 5mm. So I have a 5mm hook here. You will also require some scissors and a yarn needle. So that's everything you need. My suggestion is always cotton yarn when working with something that might come against heat. So that is why I'm using the cotton. It is a flexible pattern, so if you have some cotton but in DK, that is absolutely fine. You just might need to increase the amount of rows that you do. Also, depending on the size mug that you have, you may need to increase or decrease the amount of rows that you are crocheting. So I'm going to pop the bits to the side and then we can begin. Okay, so to begin, we are going to take a slip knot, and you want to leave a tail long enough to be able to weave in your ends once complete. So take your slip knot however you do. For me, that's taking an X shape, going under the first piece of yarn over the second and pulling that hook through and tighten up. Now you want to take a loose chain, you don't want it too tight. If that's something you struggle with, you could go up half a size for your foundation row. So for the mug that I have, I'm going to be chaining 30. So I'm going to take the yarn over the hook and pull through 1, over the hook and pull through 2, over the hook and pull through 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So that is my foundation row there. So I've chained 30. I am going to use UK terminology, but I will give you the US conversion. So we're going to miss our first chain here, and we're going to go into the second chain from the hook, and we are going to take a double crochet, which is a US treble. So missing the first stitch into the second, we take our hook through that top stitch, take the yarn over, pull through. We have 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and we're going to do 1 double crochet in each stitch along. So going again, we insert that hook, pull the yarn through, yarn over hook and pull through 2 loops. So that's a UK double and a US single. So taking the hook through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Hook through, pull the yarn through, yarn over, through 2 loops. Hook through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, through 2 loops. And we are simply doing that all the way to the end of our row. So I'm going to complete that and I will meet you at the end. So I have completed a double crochet in every stitch along my foundation chain. Moving on to row 2. Row 2 is where we work the Suzette stitch, and this row 2, this is what we're going to repeat for every row that we do. So row 2 is what we're going to be doing until we've reached the height that we need for our mug warmer. So we're going to start row 2 with a chain 2. So 1, 2, and then we're going to turn our work. And into that first stitch here, we're going to take a treble crochet. That is a US double crochet. So we're going to take the yarn over the hook first, into that stitch, pull the yarn up and through. So we have 3 loops on our hook, yarn over through the first 2 loops, and then yarn over through the second 2 loops. We're then going to miss the next stitch. Into the second stitch, we're going to take 1 double crochet and 1 treble crochet. So we take the hook in, pull the yarn up, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Then into that same stitch, we take a treble. So yarn over, insert the hook, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And we repeat that along. So we miss the next stitch. Then into the second stitch, we take 1 double crochet. And into that same stitch, we take 1 treble crochet. So we miss the next stitch. Then into the second stitch, we take 1 double crochet and 1 treble crochet. So remember, if you're using US terminology, that is 1 single crochet and 1 double crochet. Skip the next stitch, into the second stitch, 1 double and 1 treble. And this is what we're doing all the way along. So miss the next stitch, into the next one, 1 double and 1 treble. Miss the next stitch, into the next one, 1 double, 1 treble. Got a little bit of the yarn caught there. So we miss, next one, 1 double and 1 treble. So this is what we do for every single row now. Now it's up to you of your colour choices. You might want to stick with the same colour throughout the mug warmer. I tend to go with either 2 or 4 colours. Today I'm going to be showing you 4 colours. And I like that because it's a great stash buster project. It's quite a quick little project to get on with. Works up really quickly. And if you've got some leftover yarn, then it's a great little project to do. It's great for gifting. I love making them for teachers' gifts, for my girls' school teachers. Right, now when you come to the end of the row where you've got 2 stitches left, in that final stitch you're going to take 1 treble. If you use US, that is 1 double. Finding the stitch, there it is. So we're just going to take 1 treble into that final stitch, and that is your second row. Now as we go on to the third row, if you're keeping the same colour, you would do exactly as we did at the start of row 2. So chain your 2, turn your work and work the Suzette stitch across. I'm going to be using 4 colours today. Here's a 2 colour option, but I'm going to be changing colour for row 3, 5 and 7. So I'm going to be working with yellow next. So for that, I'm going to cut my pink yarn here. then I'm just going to go back to this final point of our treble, and on, oh, my yellow's got stuck. Oh, hang on, it's got caught. There we go. So on that final, pulling the yarn through, I'm going to change colour and pull through the final 2 loops, and then I have my yellow colour to take my chain to, and then I'm going to take my pink and my yellow, and I'm just going to simply place a double knot in there to secure that in place, and then we can weave in our ends once we have finished. So we're going to turn the work. So the first and the last stitch just have 1 treble crochet, and then we alternate with the set stitch as we did in row 2, so exactly the same. So we take 1 treble crochet into that first stitch, miss the next stitch, and then we're working 1 double and 1 treble. Oh, there it is. Miss the next stitch, into our second one, we take a double and a treble. Do that one more time. We miss, into the next stitch, take a double and a treble, and it's as simple as that. So I'm going to do row 3 and row 4 in yellow, and then I'll change one more colour and show you how we change colour there. Row 4 is now complete. I've taken my 1 treble crochet in the final stitch, but I'm leaving the final 2 loops on the hook to take my new colour yarn for row 5. So I'm gonna place that over my hook and pull through the 2 loops and take my chain of 2 to start row 5. Then we can cut our yellow colour and secure with a double knot. Then we can turn our work and work with row 5, again repeating row 2. So I'll go through a couple of stitches. So again, we're starting and ending the row in that final stitch with 1 treble crochet. So I'm taking a treble into that first stitch, miss the next stitch, in the second stitch taking 1 double and 1 treble crochet, miss the next stitch, 1 double and 1 treble. So we're going to keep working that. I'm going to use purple for row 5 and 6. Then I'm going to change for orange at row 7 for row 7 and 8. And I will meet you once I've completed that to show you how we build up the handles and weave in the ends. So I have built up to row 7. For row 8, we're going to finish as we began and complete 1 double crochet in each stitch along. So I've chained 1, and then in each stitch we're going to take 1 double crochet, and then we will be ready to crochet the handles. Now, if you did want to change colour for the handles, I'll show you how we attach that yarn when we come to this side, but I'm going to stick with the colour orange for the handles just because it means that I can continue it on this side, and I just think it flows quite nicely, but it is entirely up to you what colour you choose to do your handles with. Right, so there is our completed mug warmer, the kind of center bit. So all that's left now to do is the handles and weaving in of the ends. So as I mentioned, I'm sticking with the same colour, so I'm staying here. If you want to change colour, just move forward a little bit on the video until I get to this side where you can see how we attach the colour. So again, it does help to have your mug. You might have a different size mug to me, but for me, I'm going to chain 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then I'm just going to come around to the other corner on that side, and I'm just going to take a slip stitch. So I'm going to take that yarn through the loop there to secure into place, and then I'm going to chain 1 to keep that nice and secure and cut my yarn, leaving a long enough tail to weave in the ends, and that is 1 handle there. So now we're coming over to the other side. It doesn't matter which side you join, but what I'm going to do is pull this through and secure with a double knot in there so it's nice and secure. Okay, and again we're going to chain 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We come over to the other corner on that side, go through the stitch, slip stitch into place by pulling that yarn all the way through, chain 1 to secure, then we can cut the yarn, and there we are, we have 2 handles. So now all that's left is to weave these ends in. So what you want to do is make sure you know where the front of your mug warmer is going to be. You can feel this side is very, very flat and this side has a bit more texture. So for me personally, I like to have the texture side showing and the flat side against the mug. So I'm going to weave my ends in on this side. So we need our yarn needle. I'm going to do this pink one first. So all we're going to do is find our way, weaving through the yarn. I'm going to work, I'm kind of going to go in a little zigzaggy because I don't want this to come undone, and you can go kind of in between the yarn strands as well. I'm going to work my way back down and go across here. So just weaving my way around. I'm going to go up here, and then I'm just going to work my way back, going through the yarn there. Work my way back on myself there. Make sure I haven't pulled in on any of the yarn, and then I can cut my end off there. So that is what we're going to do for all our ends. So I will meet you back once I have weaved in all the ends. So here is our finished mug warmer, and here is our mug. So let's make sure it fits. So we put 1 handle round, and then our other handle, and there we go. Can stretch it out a little bit. There's a little give to it. Make sure it's all even. So there is our completed mug warmer. I do hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial and you're able to make some of your own. If you do, please tag me on social media or message me on YouTube. Let me know how you got on. Thank you so much for joining me today and happy crocheting!